Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or xJawz, and today I'm really excited to bring you guys a brand new video series to my YouTube channel that really gets back to my roots where I started, just helping people out get better at Call of Duty. And that series is called Beast Mode Classes. And what I'm going to do in this series is go over a very specific class with a gun, and then go over the different maps, game modes, and situations I would recommend it for. So without further ado, let's get into the first class I'll be covering. So today I'm going to be talking about a class with the Pharo SMG, which is I think my favorite SMG, if not my second favorite, to the Razorback, along with Quick Draw, Grip, Extended Mags, and Rapid Fire. I've got the perk setup of Flak Jacket, Gung Ho, and Fast Hands, and I'm going to be using two primary gunfighter wildcards in order to allow me to have all four attachments that I have on this thing. So let's start with the gun. So if you haven't unlocked the Pharo SMG yet, you're doing yourself a big disservice. This thing is awesome. So if you don't already know, it is a 4-burst SMG, but what's really cool about the Pharo SMG in my opinion is that you don't have to continue to pull the trigger a new time for every new burst. It will just shoot burst after burst after burst as long as you're holding down the trigger. So that allows you to get out bursts really quickly. And I'm pretty sure you can get out 8 bullets out of this gun before you can get 8 bullets out of guns like Razorbacks and other semi-slow firing SMGs like the Kuda as well, for example. And this thing is powerful. So a lot of the guns in Black Ops 3 are really weak in my opinion. That's one of my biggest problems with the game. But the Pharo is not. You can kill people with one burst a lot of the time as long as you hit them in the upper body or if they're already injured. And if not, like I said, the bursts happen. The bursts come out of the gun really quickly when you're holding down the trigger. So you can get those 2 bursts in them really quickly usually. Yeah, it's just an awesome rushing gun. So next thing, to help it out with rushing, because the playstyle I'm going to be utilizing this for is really an aggressive playstyle where I am trying to get into the enemy's base as quickly as possible. That way I'm hopefully running into a lot of guys with assault rifles and light machine guns and snipers in close range with an awesome SMG, and even if they do have an SMG, I most likely got a better class setup, at least for that sort of situation. So what helps me have that better class setup is number 1, Quick Draw, a must on any SMG class in my opinion, unless you have some crazy setup maybe with like a P90 in Modern Warfare 2 where you're just hip firing like crazy with like a laser sight or steady aim in that case. And extended mags, but you don't really have that. So in this game I would always recommend putting Quick Draw when you're rushing. Then I would say next most important is extended mags, because I'm going to be running into so many enemies, and that's part of a result of playing ground war. But really, if you're playing right with this weapon, you're going to be running into a ton of enemies most likely. So and even this, like the spawns right here, just left me in a crazy situation. I mean, right there, did not have a chance without having all that ammo. And yeah, so next things that are important, rapid fire to allow you to get those bursts out even quicker. So if you're noticing, that the bursts are coming out quicker for me than you're used to in this game, just keep that in mind. That is super important for this class. And then finally, the grip to allow you to have a nice steady shot at long range. For every once in a while, when you do have to kill someone who's a little bit further away, just having one good attachment for that makes a big difference. So now let's move into the perks and how they complement this class and playstyle. So the first perk, like I said, is Flak Jacket. If you're going to be rushing a lot, you may have to run into people throwing grenades to try and get you out of their spawn, is what I usually find. So I just like to have Flak Jacket so I don't have to worry about that. So that's a simple, straightforward perk that I would recommend you use most of the time when you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3 anyway. Next is Fast Hands. This perk will give you 2 benefits. Number 1, you'll be able to pull your gun up quicker after sprinting, and number 2, you'll be able to throw equipment and grenades faster. But I don't have any equipment and grenades, but I still think it's worth it for just the benefit of being able to pull your gun up quicker, because I am running constantly. It's just a huge deal to me to be able to aim faster. And then on that same note, speaking of sprinting all the time because you're rushing a lot, the other perk, the last perk that I have, Gung Ho, helps me as well because of that, because it will allow me to shoot while sprinting as well, which you'll see me do quite a few times in this game. And as far as playstyle and game modes for this, last thing to cover, really, it's just all about rushing with this. Anytime you're playing ground war, unless it's a really defensive map, I would say use this. Anytime you're running around playing the objective, I think this is a great class. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that right there, guys, was a 39-1 opening round. I think for this series, what I'm going to do is just show you guys like 5 minutes of awesome gameplay, so you guys can really enjoy seeing how beastly it can be, and just show you a good example of how beastly it can be. But I didn't end the game poorly. Ended up with a 70-7 score for the whole game. I was pretty happy with that. And yeah, that is the first episode of Beast Mode. So with that out of the way, guys, quickly, I want to just do two things. Number one, if you guys have any other ideas for improvements that I could make to this series or any other series you'd like me to do, please leave a comment below. I'm going to go through and read all the comments to this video. And number two, guys, you may have recently saw that a friend of mine who I've known for a few years, Keemstar, made a video where he was talking about me. And I'd actually already decided I really wanted to come back and spend time on working on new video series, and I already had came up with the idea for this just like a day or two before I heard that he made this video. But definitely made me think a lot about coming back to YouTube, and just want to say thank you to him for being very considerate. I think people should understand that I didn't leave YouTube because of any Adderall related thing. I left YouTube for the reasons I explained in my last video, even though a lot of people in the comments said otherwise. But yeah, I didn't start using Adderall until months after I had already stopped doing YouTube. And just say thank you, really. That's it. So yeah, thank you, Keem. I'm going to contact you personally before this video goes up, but I just watched it and I really appreciate it. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for checking out my channel. Give it a like rating if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Samurai xJawz, and today I'm really excited to tell you guys about something that I've been thinking about for a long time, something I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is make a transition on my YouTube channel to a new type of content that I'm really enthusiastic about. And honestly, I can't remember exactly how this came about, but I can tell you that a while ago I made a very firm decision that I was not going to make videos unless I was really excited about the kind of videos I was going to make. And what you guys probably know is that over the past 4 years, it's actually been about 4 years, since 2012, when I made a lot of videos. And I've tried to come back in the time in between now and then, like 3 or 4 times. And the first time I was trying to do vlogs, and then like the next 2 or 3 times I was trying to get into the new Call of Duty. Did it with Advanced Warfare, then I did it with Black Ops 3, might have done it with one of the other Call of Duties, I can't remember. I don't think I did it with Ghosts. But yeah, and each time I convinced myself that I would be, the first time I convinced myself I would be excited to, bring more of my personality onto screen. And that's almost in a way what I'm sort of doing now. But then the second 2 times I convinced myself I wanted to come back because, the new Call of Duty would be exciting. And I think I fooled myself into thinking I'd be passionate about making the videos because the game, but really it was because I just really wanted to make YouTube videos again, because I always enjoyed it. It's, my biggest and the most fun pastime that I have. But each time it was just not a good fit. And now I'm really excited to say I think this is going to be a good fit for my channel. So you guys probably know about 6 months ago, or actually a couple years ago, I was making videos talking about the future and technology, in vlog videos, and now I finally decided I want to talk about futuristic news, futuristic technology news stories on my channel. The goal is going to be to try and do it 3 times a week at first, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then move to 5 videos a week. And those will all be news recaps. And then I've got some series that will be higher production quality, longer videos that I'll start releasing probably in about 2 months. And those will be much more in-depth reviews or looks into industries and companies, and just topics that I'm really interested in that are in the realm of futuristic technology. So, like the impetus for this, I think, was basically I was really into futuristic technology. I saw a lot of education channels like Veritasium and Smarter Every Day sort of dabbling in touching on futuristic stories and technology and breakthroughs. And the tech channels like Tech Source and Unbox Therapy talk about where Apple was going with its computers or whatever, and thought there's this amazing ground in between that of talking about the stuff that's 10 years away, 15 years away, and I guess not just between that, but it sort of builds on that. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever do gaming videos again. I've come to the conclusion I don't think I'll ever have the time to master a video game the way I did with Call of Duty again in my life, and I don't know if I'll ever have that passion again. Might change, but right now none of the Call of Duties really excite me. I haven't looked into Infinite Warfare, but I don't think it will. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I really hope you guys will support me in this, because this is what I'm passionate about, and it's probably what I'm going to be doing. So thanks for watching this video. I really, really appreciate all you guys out there who understand and support me, and I hope that you guys enjoy the video, so I'm going to put my all into it, and I think this time I actually will be coming back, so we'll see. Thanks a bunch. See you guys soon. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Samurai xJawz, and today I'm really excited to be bringing you guys a futuristic technology news video for my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a story that is related to a company and an industry that looks like it might be crucial to long-term space travel. It's super exciting, super innovative company, something that I hadn't thought about at all before I heard about these sort of companies. Let's get into it. So our first video today is actually dealing with two separate stories that came out within a month of each other about a company called Planetary Resources, started by a gentleman named Peter Diamandis, one of Elon Musk's buddies, who started a bunch of very, very cool companies and has a very, very interesting background that is aiming to create an asteroid mining operation with this company. I kid you not. Let's get into it. So the first story that came out about this company recently, about 2 months ago, was that they raised a $20 million Series A round of funding from investors like Larry Page, one of Google's co-founders, and Tencent, a Chinese internet giant. And then, less than a month later, and probably part of the reason that they were able to raise that $20 million round of funding, the company announced a partnership with the government of Luxembourg. Now, this might seem a bit odd. What is the government of Luxembourg doing partnering with this private company that wants to do asteroid mining? So here's the deal. Luxembourg wants to become the Silicon Valley of asteroid mining. Seriously. A couple years ago, they announced an organization called Space Resources that they put $220 million of funding into to help develop the industry. The first two moves that Space Resources has taken in public is to partner with Deep Space Industries, another company trying to do asteroid mining, and Planetary Resources. The partnership announcements have been quite vague, saying that Space Resources are going to help these companies develop their legal framework to work within, their technology, and their businesses. And then in the Planetary Resources partnership announcement, we saw that they are considering buying a minority stake in the company. So you're probably wondering, how is this going to work? And unfortunately, we don't know exactly yet. I mean, that might sound obvious, but basically these companies are openly saying that they don't know how they're going to go about the actual mining of these asteroids perfectly yet. And instead, right now what they're doing is they're announcing preliminary plans to go out and observe asteroids, even take samples from asteroids to figure out which ones are best fits for mining. Specifically, Planetary Resources has already publicly announced 3 different spacecraft that they want to create to help them go about doing that. The first of which is the Arcid 100, which they actually launched a Kickstarter for about a year ago that was successfully raised to the tune of over $1 million. The Arcid 100, which is essentially a space telescope, will help the company identify which asteroids they want to investigate further to figure out if they're suitable for mining. Next, they'll create the Arcid 200, which will get closer to the asteroids that the Arcid 100 identifies are likely to be suitable for mining, and will try to judge the composition and feasibility of mining that asteroid. And the final of these 3 spacecraft is the Arcade 300, unsurprisingly, which will get close enough to these asteroids to actually make contact and get a sample from the asteroid, which they'll then later analyze to see if they want to move forward and try and start mining that asteroid. I would touch on the refinement process, but there isn't anything out there that I could find touching on it that I think is credible. The basic guesses that anyone could make is that they'll either have one central refinery or several central refineries in between where a lot of these asteroids will be mined in the middle of space, or they'll transport chunks of rock or small asteroids to Earth to be refined. So finally, you're probably wondering about the viability of actually mining these things, and the only thing I can tell you to that effect is related to the market out there of asteroids that are rich in the kind of things that we need. So one great example is actually related to a news story that came out about a year ago of an asteroid called Bennu. Now, Bennu is actually in the process of being contacted by a NASA spacecraft that's going to collect a sample from it for a couple different reasons. But the reason why Bennu is very interesting for this video is that it contains approximately, according to scientific estimates, $5.2 trillion of platinum. It's about 200 tons of platinum. That's more platinum than have ever been mined on Earth. And even more interestingly, Bennu is only 2.5 million kilometers away. Now, it might sound like an eternity, but it's actually 100 times closer than Mars, which is 225 million kilometers away. But also, this may be crucial to colonizing other planets and other parts of space. And the reason why is that it's very costly to take things into space. It's very costly for us to mine some ore down here, refine it, bring it all the way up into space, and start building a space station or something else out there. But when we're talking about something that's very, very, very far away, hundreds of years into the future, it'll probably be built out of something that was mined from asteroids or other planets. So that's where this technology really looks promising. I'm really excited about it. Hope you guys are as well. I wanted to go into sort of a deep dive here, as deep as I could. So that's why the video is a little bit longer. Let me know what you guys think of this sort of story and this sort of length of video on my channel. Not sure if I want to go into this much detail about things like this. I don't know if you guys just want a 2-minute recap or 7-minute recap. But either way, I'd appreciate the feedback. Really, really appreciate any support you guys can give me. Favorite the video, like the video, all that sort of thing. Really encourages me to keep going with this thing, this endeavor on my channel. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam, and today I've got an awesome story for you guys, probably the most exciting drone story you will have ever heard about. This is dealing with the EHang 184 single passenger drone that was announced earlier this year at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. I actually went there and got to record some footage of it before I ever knew that I was going to make this video. It was super cool to see in person, and it came out of nowhere. I've been hearing all about the Amazon drones, the Facebook drones, the Google drones, but never thought that there was going to be a passenger drone coming out any day. So it's super cool to see, super cool to hear some more news about it. I think you guys are going to love it, so let's get into it. So the reason why we're talking about the EHang 184 today and the company behind it, EHang, is because they announced a partnership with the government of Nevada to essentially put the drone through due diligence testing to allow it to be used commercially in the state. The drone, which like I said earlier was announced in January of this year at the Consumer Electronics Show, carries a single passenger and allows you to be transported to your destination by simply selecting your destination on a GPS-like app on a tablet inside of the drone. So if you're like me, when you first saw this thing, you might not have thought it was a big deal because we've already got helicopters that can probably go much faster and much longer, and that's true. The EHang can only go about 150 miles per hour and can only travel for about 30 minutes before you need to change the battery or recharge it. But the big deal is the fact that this is the first autonomous aerial vehicle that a passenger can get inside of. So this is going to be basically the Google car or cruise automation car for the sky. Personally, I think this is pretty crazy. I mean, I've been thinking about the Amazon drones and other delivery drones that are going to be taking things like shampoo and food over our heads to their destinations in really quick periods. But that at least seemed like a logical next step. Whereas this just seems like it came out of nowhere. I wasn't thinking about humans traveling through the sky in essentially what seems like a flying car. And it really makes you wonder what the future of transportation is going to be like and makes you step back and think about how unexpected some technological breakthroughs that happen are when they hit society. And I think this is going to be one of those things potentially. So I've actually seen some other single passenger aerial vehicles that reminded me of this, like the NASA Puffin, a pet project of some people at NASA, where a person would be able to get inside of this small T-shaped vehicle that would fly vertically like an Osprey gunner into the air and then transition to a horizontal flight path once in the air. That had never came to fruition. It was announced about 6 years ago, but we haven't seen anything more than a 1/3 scale prototype. And also the Fly Nano, which I was particularly excited for when I heard about it about 6 years ago. The Fly Nano was a small, ultra lightweight airplane that you didn't need a pilot's license to fly. Unfortunately, those, despite being announced 6 years ago, have also not made it to market like the NASA Puffin. EHang is currently based out of China, has over $50 million of funding from some of the same investors who invested in Square and Alibaba, and currently only sells consumer drones and competes against companies like DJI and Parrot. There's some skeptics out there because EHang has yet to release a video of the 184 actually flying, but we have seen a video of an earlier prototype that had 6 rotors instead of 4 flying around with a person inside of it. We just don't know how long it was able to fly, and the battery life is a big deal there because the advertised battery life is 30 minutes, which is already very little. But it still seems like it might be enough for transportation within small cities, and that might be all we need to actually make this commercially and economically viable. So I'll keep you guys updated. It looks like we might have drones flying above our heads with people inside of them pretty soon. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam, and today I'm really excited to bring you guys a story that I am personally very interested in. It's in the life extension space, which a lot of you guys probably know is one of my passions. These researchers in this study that I'm going to be talking about extended the lifespan of mice by 17 to 35% using an experimental treatment. Cannot wait to talk to you guys about it. Let's get into it. So first off, I want to give huge credit to the 2 people who conducted this study, researchers Darren Baker and Jan van Dersen. So the big breakthrough with this study is that the researchers found that if they could clear the senescent cells, basically damaged cells in your body that aren't dividing anymore and are secreting a liquid into your body and damaging other cells, you can extend lifespan by as much as 35% and stave off all sorts of diseases ranging from heart disease to Alzheimer's to frailty and more. More specifically, the way the study worked was that the researchers first genetically modified mice so that when they injected them with a specific drug, it would identify the cells that were senescent and cause them to commit suicide, basically, otherwise known as apoptosis. It's unclear exactly why this treatment worked so well, but one of the leading theories based on this research is that the liquid that the cells that are damaged secrete actually promotes tumor growth. So in my opinion, there were 2 really interesting things about the study other than the finding that they were able to dramatically increase these mice lifespans. So the first is that these mice had longer health spans, if you will. So one fear when it comes to dramatic life extension that a lot of people have is that they could get older with these new technologies, but they'll just have a lower quality of life for longer in life. They won't, be energetic at 100 years old. They won't be healthy or happy at 100 years old. And that has always been something that I have been upset with, because if we're going to extend lifespans, we're probably also going to extend the amount of time that you can be happy and healthy. So these mice were a perfect case study of this. And then the second really interesting thing about the study, in my opinion, is that the mice were treated every 2 weeks, starting halfway through their expected life expectancy. And the efficacy of the trials were only about 50 to 70% of what the researchers were hoping for, which was removal of 100% of the senescent cells. Instead, it was only able to clear that 50 to 70%. So that made me think, what if they treated them maybe daily or multiple times daily for their entire lives? And what if they were able to increase the efficacy of the treatment from 50 to 70% of their senescent cells to somewhere between 90 and 100% of them? Would they be able to live 80, 90, 100% longer than mice who didn't have the treatment? Those are the kind of things that are going to stir up so much more research into the space. Those are the questions that are going to make people so interested in this, and that is why this is such a huge deal. So I'm sure you guys are wondering when this is going to come to human trials and if this could ever help you. And the answer is that possibly and sort of. So because this technology was used on genetically modified mice, unfortunately, the same trial, the same experiment, the same drug cannot be used on non-genetically modified humans. The problem with this is that the only reason why this drug was able to find and encourage apoptosis in these senescent cells was because of a marker that they were able to find because of the genetic modification. However, one of the lead researchers for this trial, Jan van Dersen, who I mentioned earlier, has already created a company that is working on finding compounds that can clear senescent cells in non-genetically modified humans. So it looks like we might have something similar soon, and it looks like we might have something identical or even better than this trial in the next couple decades. I'll keep it on my radar. I'll try and update you guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. And please do me a favor, support the video, show me a like rating, and I'll come back next Monday with more videos. Just want to throw this out there because I know I didn't in my outro just now. If you have any ideas, any constructive criticism, I hate it, I love it, I hate this part, I love that part, more of this, less of that, stuff like that. I'd really, really appreciate your guys' feedback in the comments below. Shoot me a message on Twitter. Don't send me a YouTube DM. I don't check those. I have like way too many of those. But yeah, just try and get a hold of me with your feedback because I really, really thoroughly believe in listening to you guys. It's part of the reason that I was able to be so successful when I made Call of Duty videos, and I think it'll be crucial to my success now. So the time that you take to leave a comment and the time you take to show your appreciation by liking and favoriting the video, all that stuff is super, super appreciated and super, super helpful. Can't stress that enough. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys soon. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam, and today I have an epic video for you guys. This story is one that I'm super excited about, super excited to hear more about, and deals with one of the most exciting, actually two of the most exciting companies out there today, and one of the most exciting people alive today. So in today's video, we're going to be covering, believe it or not, a blog post by Elon Musk. The title of the blog post is Master Plan Part 2, and let's get into it. This one's just way too cool. He starts off his blog post by mentioning that he made another blog post similar to this one called The Secret Tesla Motors Master Plan 10 years ago, in which he says that he's going to build a high-end electric sports car, use that money to build an affordable electric car, use that money to make an even more affordable car, and while doing the above, also provide zero-emission electric power generation options. He did all of these over the past 10 years. He called it to a T. He created first the Roadster, if you don't know, the first Tesla car. I think it cost about $120, maybe a little bit more, $150,000. Super fast, sort of like a Corvette, but electric. Then went on to create the Tesla S after that. Used that money to create both the X and the Model 3. Now he's working on Solar City and actually recently acquired Solar City with the goal of integrating the two companies, obviously, power generation company with a consumption company. He continues in the blog post that over the coming years, he wants to create a stunning solar roof system that will seamlessly integrate with battery storage options. Musk thinks it's really crucial to have basically pretty solar roof panels. That way, all buyers across the market think that these solar panels add value. Next, he says that he wants to expand the electrical vehicle product line of Tesla to address all major segments by creating a compact SUV and a new kind of pickup truck. I don't know if he just means an electric pickup truck or if he's talking about something totally different, but that's super exciting. More Tesla cars coming. That's not anything we couldn't have guessed, but it's still awesome to hear. Number 3, he wants to develop a self-driving capability that is 10 times safer than manual via massive fleet learning. Elon Musk wants to look at all the history of Tesla's AI driving systems and all the data that they're collecting from all the related sensors and systems to create the best self-driving car on the market. Well, if he has all the data that you need to create a really, really valuable, really, really good AI driving system, and he has that because he's the first one to market, he'll have an incredible network effect, and that might create sort of a domino effect or a tumbleweed effect where he has the best and most reliable self-driving system, so no one else wants to buy, the Chevy or the Ford self-driving cars, so he just keeps getting more and more market share. And finally, in completely unexpected, awesome fashion of Elon Musk, he announces something that I did not see coming, but is freaking incredible. He says that he wants to enable your car to make money for you when you aren't using it by basically creating the coolest Uber competitor ever. So what he says he wants to do is have a Tesla mobile app that if you own a Tesla, you can use to click a button that will send your Tesla into basically an Uber fleet in your area, in your city, that then other people can get rides from a Tesla app, even if they don't own a Tesla. And then he says, even if there's not enough Teslas in your town, he'll supply them. So it sounds like he's going all in on this idea of competing with Uber while also competing with some of the biggest car companies in the world, all of the biggest car companies in the world. Just incredible. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to cover that, and I just thought that was mind-blowing to hear how he achieved all 4 things that he mentioned he would. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys will support me. If you have any ideas for future videos, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. If you could, I really appreciate any sort of support in terms of favoriting, commenting, liking, that sort of thing. Those are always really appreciated and help my channel grow and help me keep making these videos for you guys. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam Batesh, and welcome to another one of my futuristic technology news videos here on my channel. Thank you so much for supporting me over the past couple of weeks as I've been uploading these videos. It's been great to see so many of you guys enjoying them and sticking around to watch them. I didn't expect quite the positive response that I got, even though I know it wasn't crazy positive. But yeah, just wanted to say that, and also let you guys know that from now on, I'm going to try and just do 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. These videos take a ton of editing. My good friend Jared has been working his butt off to try and get 3 out every week, and it's been super hard. So I want to cut down on work for him and just kind of make sure that we can hit our milestones and be consistent for you guys. So that's going to be the new change to the channel. So with that said, today I want to talk to you guys about an incredibly cool story. This is a sensor that was created by researchers at Berkeley. This is going to have an incredibly wide range of different applications, from medical to consumer. It just seems like this could be really one of the technologies that ushers in the future. So with that said, let's get into the video. So the sensor that these researchers at Berkeley created that we're going to be talking about today is about the size of a large grain of sand, measuring in at about 1 cubic millimeter. So like I said before, this device has a wide variety of potential applications, so I figured I'd cover a few of my favorites for you guys. So here are the 3 reasons why this device is freaking amazing. Number 1, because these sensors can not only detect vibrations, but also stimulate nerves and muscles, the technology will allow people to create small electroceuticals that could be used to treat disorders like epilepsy, stimulate the immune system, or even tamp down inflammation, which has been linked to a wide variety of different diseases. Today's implantable electrodes all connect through wires that pass through holes in your skull, preventing you from implanting too many in the body and making the devices very intrusive and problematic. So this is a huge breakthrough for that space. Number 2, this sensor could be used today to create prosthetics that could be controlled by the brains of paralyzed people like quadriplegics. Number 3, this sensor allows you to detect small changes in your body, such as problems with your heart or GI tract, that could be used to prescribe personalized medicine. And this is really only the beginning for this type of technology. In a paper published online in 2013, these researchers estimated that they could shrink the device down to about 50 microns on each side, or about half the width of a human hair. Which brings up the vision that these researchers have for this technology. They stated that they see a future where these devices that they're calling neural dust motes could be planted all throughout your body and have patches over top of them, or perhaps just one patch, that will beam ultrasonic waves into the body to wake these devices up and retrieve the necessary information. Real quick side note, one thing that I didn't think about regarding this technology until just recently was the commercial applications that this could have. This device could be used to help you control your phone or your smart home devices or anything really that you turn on or off. And it just got me thinking, how accurate could this technology get? Could they make it so that you could just think about typing the letter A using your brain and write, whatever you want to write on your computer with your brain. It seems too good to be true, but seems kind of possible. With that said, I really hope you guys will support this video as you guys have been doing. I really appreciate it. So like it, share it, favorite it if you enjoyed it. Any constructive criticism would also be appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Bye. What's going on, guys? It's Sam Batesh, and today I'm super excited to bring you guys another futuristic technology news video from the medical space. Today's video is going to be about a story where a man was able to live without a biological heart for more than a year and a half because of a synthetic heart that he was able to live off of while he was on the donor list waiting for a heart transplant. It's super exciting, so let's get into it. Stan Larkin was a 23-year-old father when he was admitted to the hospital due to a genetic condition that he was born with called familial cardiomyopathy. The disorder causes the hearts of people who have it to fail randomly throughout their life. Stan was implanted with the total artificial heart, a product made by a company called SynCardia. So what's the big deal about the story? Why are we talking about it? Well, the big deal about the SynCardia total artificial heart is that it's able to replace the entire heart when it fails. To implant the device, a surgeon must first remove the left and right ventricles of the heart, which collect and expel blood flow. They then must remove the 4 valves in the heart. Then they sew on what the company calls quick connects, where those valves once were. Finally, the surgeon can attach the total artificial heart to the quick connects that we just mentioned that will then handle the jobs that the ventricles and the valves once did. So Stan was on the heart donor waiting list for about a year and a half. It was actually about 555 days that he was living without a biological heart. Luckily, he was able to finally get that heart transplant and has fully recovered since then. And Stan is just one of more than 1,500 people who have received SynCardia total artificial heart transplants. And he's not even the craziest success story. There's an Italian man who got an implant in 2007 who's able to live for almost 4 years on a SynCardia implant. So crazy to me that this guy was able to live without a heart. The heart is one of the most common reasons why people die. There's about 5 million heart failures a year. It's just so awesome to think that in the near future, now that this kind of sits out there as a case study or a role model company, if you will, how many other companies will come out? I'm sure there's dozens, if not hundreds more to come in the relatively near future. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please take a second to give it a positive rating, comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any constructive criticism, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or xJawz, and I know this might sound a little bit cocky or weird to a lot of people, and please, I don't mean it in a cocky or egotistical way whatsoever, but I kind of feel like the groundhog of the Call of Duty YouTuber scene. Like, I pop my head out every year to see if the Call of Duty is good, and then I might make a gameplay or two for it. If it's terrible, or might come back, although you've never seen me come back, if it's great. I don't know. I just thought that the other day and thought I'd share with you guys that little joke. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you guys a gameplay here of some Modern Warfare Remastered, some ground war domination on, or rather, never mind, regular domination on Crossfire. An absolutely terrible map, I might add. Really don't enjoy playing Crossfire. I really wish they would have brought something back like Strike or what's that one? Pipeline. Like, would have been so much better. But you know what? I'll take it. We'll go with it. I'm so stoked that this Call of Duty came back and that they did such a great job with it. Really, like, this is. I tried recording this commentary a couple of times and made some jokes. Like, this is the first time I think, and I mean it. This part isn't a joke. This is the first time I can think of that, like, the makers of a Call of Duty game have like done something that we asked them for. But really, they did a great job with this. So yeah, that's awesome. And I actually think I'm going to make at least a couple dozen commentaries for this game over the next year. I've actually played more Call of Duty 4 than any other game ever, more than RuneScape even, which I played religiously for like 3 years. I think I played it more than RuneScape. Anyway, I definitely played it more than any other Call of Duty. When World at War came out, I just didn't like World at War at all, so I just played this game for another year, and boy, did I play it. We're talking like 6-7 hours a day on average, you know, 6 hours a day on weekdays, 10 hours, 9 hours, 8 hours a day on weekends. So anyway, I've got a lot to say about this game, and I'm excited to make commentaries for it. It came out great, and I love it. Anyway, with that said, that's not the topic of today's video. Today, unfortunately, I have to come to you guys with a report, an analysis on the new Call of Duty, because I think it's something I kind of like doing every year. Honestly, because at this point, I like, even if they don't watch it, I like putting my opinion out for Activision to potentially find, and the makers of the game, the developers, on their new game. Because, truthfully, Call of Duty is one of my favorite things in this world. Or at least it was. And I see it getting worse and worse every year, seemingly. So, I want that to stop. I want it to get better. I really do. It is the primary reason why I don't play video games. A lot of people think it's because of drugs or something like that, but I actually stopped doing videos in 2011 because Black Ops 2 started getting boring, and then didn't start doing videos again because all the games after that sucked. I remember sitting in a room with Syndicate, T. Martin, and Jericho when Ghost came out, and we were all just sitting around going, this sucks. I played one game of it and never touched the game after that. Never even bought it myself. Like, they had a bunch of copies. Anyway, so Infinite Warfare. I want to talk to you guys about the one thing about this game. I'm going to talk to you guys actually about the 3 things about this game that, and the developers that have made this game what it is and why it's not great. But first and foremost, I want to talk about the thing I think is making this game unplayable more than anything else. And surprisingly, I haven't heard anyone else talk about this, although I don't watch that many Call of Duty commentaries, so that might be the reason why. To me, the number one reason why this game feels weird and doesn't play like other Call of Duty games, surprisingly, is not the wall running, or the crazy high jumping, which don't, make any mistake. It's definitely number 2. It's definitely number 2, the crazy jumping and wall running. The number one thing, though, is the time it takes to kill someone in this game, which is about double of what it is in any other Call of Duty game I've ever played. Really, it's that significant. And I know Nadeshot actually mentioned in his initial thoughts video, at the very end, for like a brief second, he thinks the time to kill is too short. I don't know if he misspoke, or if or what's going on there, because you can just look at game data, like there's actual, you can look in the code of the game, and it's like very, 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 very straightforward math. You can see it takes 4 to 6 bullets with most guns to kill someone, whereas in other games it takes an average of 2 to 3. It's like that straightforward, and I'll give you guys some great examples right now. So the AK-47 in Call of Duty 4 and the ACR in Modern Warfare 2, 2 of the better assault rifles, almost no recoil. You put on stopping power. You have 40 bullet damage for each bullet that comes out of those guns if you don't hit someone in the head. But the ACR and the AK-47. 40 times 1.4 for stopping power. That's the bonus. You get 40% damage bonus. That's a 56 bullet damage. And you multiply that times 2, you're over 100. It kills the person. So 2 bullets to kill someone with 2 guns that have almost no recoil in Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. The best Call of Duty games if you ask any Call of Duty YouTuber, pretty much. Then you look at these games, and you've got like the K-Bar and the NV4, and they're 4 to 5 bullets to kill. 4 bullets at close range. Here's some clips of that. If you don't believe me, I'll overlay them on the screen. Just insanely slow time to kill. Now, when you add on, now that's only like a 70% increase, but when you consider also that the recoil is so much worse on these guns, so much more significant, you really end up missing 1 or 2 bullets while trying to kill someone, even if you're pretty much right on target, especially if they're moving. That usually increases to like 3 or 4 bullets missed if they're moving, that you wouldn't otherwise miss in another game. So really it's like maybe like 4 or 5 bullets missed. It's just insane. You're talking about like a double the amount of time to kill someone. So This might sound like not a big deal to most people. Like if you just play Call of Duty 5, 6, 7 hours a week, you know, it's like, okay, it takes longer to kill people, no big deal. But when you start like playing through some scenarios in your head, a classic one is just running into 2 people, and you do the math about how much bullets you need to get on target, how many bullets they need to get on target, you start to realize how significant of a change this is. And just think about Halo too, when it takes, and I'll walk through one of those scenarios in a second, but think about Halo, you have to run with your team in Halo. You have to be with 2 people, because if you go 1 against 2, you have to get 8 bullets, and the time someone else has to get 4. There's already a lot of time in between each bullet that you can, you know, send out. So, you know, the other people can kill you twice as fast, really, really easily. If they have equal skill than you, you have to be twice as skilled as them, pretty much to take 2 people down. In this, and a lot of these are going to be theoretical examples, but in the real world, you end up generally like good general rules of thumb. Even though everything I'm about to say is all theoretical, it still is completely relevant and appropriate to give as an example. So if you run into 2 people, you all have the same gun. Let's say the K-bar. You come from the side of them. You start shooting into them, and it takes you, on average, 4 bullets to kill them. Let's estimate with the increased recoil, it takes you 6 bullets to kill them, so you're going to miss 2 bullets. Let's say the recoil is 50% higher, and you're going to miss 1 out of every 2 bullets in the previous Call of Duty games, like COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. So instead of missing 1 bullet for your 2 bullets and having to shoot 3 bullets to kill each person in COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, in this game, you might miss 1.5 bullets for every 2 bullets you send out. So you send out 4 bullets to kill each person, and you're going to miss, what is that? What's the math there? It's going to be like 7 bullets. So 7 bullets to kill someone times 2. You're talking about 14 bullets. Now let's forget the recoil, because I think there's going to be people who are going to fight me on the recoil example. Let's just talk about the bullet damage here. If you have to shoot 8 bullets to kill 2 people, and they each need to shoot what totals 4 bullets to kill you, they only need to shoot 2 bullets to kill you. So then it's less about positioning yourself on the map, and it's far more about, it's less about like being able to outsmart the enemy and getting behind them. It's more about sitting back and camping in this game, or making sure you're with 2 or 3 players. And I think that's really a problem. I don't think that Call of Duty should be a team-based game. You can't coordinate with 5 other random players online. It just completely destroys the ability to rush in this game, in my opinion. Forget the fact that the SMGs take like 5 to 6 bullets to kill on average, and have even worse recoil if you run into someone more than 20 meters away from you. It's just a mess. So I won't belabor the point. You guys get the idea. Let's real quick cover the other things, because I can cover them pretty quickly. I'm not even going to talk about the jumping and wall running. It's obvious. It makes the maps all feel super small. They're not that big to begin with. We don't have any like overgrowns in this game that are really large maps. Those of you who haven't played Call of Duty 4. And it just makes the game feel super chaotic, and you have to worry about people coming from pretty much like every single angle at any given time, including behind you, which is absurd. There's the last change I want to talk about is it does not seem that the ideation and implementation process for features that the developers are taking into account in the past couple of years is the same. They don't seem to be carefully thinking about gameplay mechanics, and instead their decisions seem to be driven by one of 3 things. Number 1, things, I kid you not, it sounds ridiculous, but just think about it, it's freaking true, things that sound cool. Why set the game in space? It does not make the game, or rather, I'm sorry, I did that in the wrong order. Let's skip to something else. Things that help market the game. Why set the game in space? It doesn't add to the game at all. It sounds cool, and it helps them make commercials saying, "Oh my god, we're doing a futuristic game." You don't start with, we want to make a game in space, what can we add? You start with what are cool features, and you work backwards, and that's not what they did. Number 2, what sounds cool? Game modes where there's things blocking the enemies from getting into your base. That's not a good gameplay mechanic. That's just some like random idea that sounded cool. It sounded interesting and new. It's not a good game mode. It's like no different from Team Deathmatch, just with this weird caveat thrown in that allows the enemies to sit right behind it, wait for you to show up near it when you're rushing, and then they can just jump out behind the shield and kill you. It's stupid. Number 3, they're doing things to try and make the game enjoyable for bad players, for all players for that matter. So it's this blue ribbon for all mentality that is not only messing psychologically with kids in America's minds and probably other countries too, because our education system can't stand telling a kid they're not great at something, but now Call of Duty is doing it as well. It's this idea of gamification mixed with this idea of making sure everyone has fun. You know, the best example is Specialist. You now don't have to get a kill streak to get a kill streak. That's all Specialist is, guys. Let's be real here. You don't need to go on a kill streak to get an awesome kill streak. You can just get it. You just keep playing, and you're going to get a couple of them in a game. It's ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I'm here at 13 minutes. I don't want to go much over this. You guys get the deal. The makers of this game just aren't as careful and thoughtful and as smart as the makers of games like Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. I know there's kind of like that in-between period of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 where it's like, oh, they seem like pretty good at making games. Let's be honest here. There really were no innovations in Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 that I can think of. It was just a skin on Modern Warfare 2. It was a slightly different engine or like, you know, gameplay, you know, feel to it and slightly different kill streaks and guns. Nothing else. Sorry, Treyarch. Sorry, David Vonderhaar. For as cocky as you are, I didn't see anything in that game that really made it wonderful. But what David Vonderhaar has going for him is that he knows what makes Call of Duty good. And he kept those things. And he gave us a new, fresh-feeling game that felt awesome. And that's what Call of Duty hasn't been able to do the past couple years. I'm not saying David Vonderhaar is right and that he makes the best games ever. He definitely made some improvements by just taking out like noob tubes and one-man army from Modern Warfare 2. But, and I should add, I'm not saying that I can make an amazing game. But I could make a good game. And Infinite Warfare is not even a good game, let alone an amazing game. So anyway, hope you guys don't hate the negativity too much. I hope you guys will support me. Like this video, favorite this video, comment on this video. Also, one last thing. Let me know which game you're playing more. Modern Warfare or the new one. Because I want to know what kind of videos you guys want. Because I might be able to squeeze out a couple Infinite Warfare tips and tricks videos if you guys really want them. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to touch the game. Anyway, anymore. I already touched the game quite a bit. I have like 10 hours, 15, 20 hours in it. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please show that support, comment, like, favorite, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys soon, hopefully, with some Modern Warfare Remastered videos. Adios.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's xJawz, and we got pretty lucky, guys. We have a game mode coming to Infinite Warfare soon that addresses the two biggest problems I have with the game. Really excited about this update. So, for those of you who don't know, basically Infinite Warfare, Infinity Ward announced that Infinite Warfare is going to have soon a game mode they're calling Tactical Team Deathmatch that isn't like a 3 versus 3 team deathmatch like tactical games that we're used to, and like COD 4 and some other games I think as well. But instead, it's going to be a regular 6 versus 6 team deathmatch game mode that will not have the crazy jumping all around the map. It sounds like they said they're going to put a boots on the ground team deathmatch game mode in there. So I assume that's what it means. And they said they're going to keep wall running. So it sounds like they're trying to address these big things that people are upset about. And then number 2. They're also going to address the fact that it takes too long to kill people with the move of increasing the headshot damage multiplier in that one playlist. So not the biggest update, certainly not what I would have liked to see, but it is a huge step in the right direction. But I wouldn't get too excited about it, and here's why. So couple things. First off, this is a pretty small update. I don't really like playing team deathmatch games, but it'll now be the only thing I play in Infinite Warfare pretty much, if I even like that enough to play the game. And I think even if it goes super well, which I think it will, I think that it will be the most played playlist on the game. I still think that Infinity Ward cannot go back now and add a similar type of game mode for all the other really popular game modes, because if they did, along with lowering the health, increasing the bullet damage, increasing rate of fire, those sort of things that would make the time to kill reasonable, it would look extremely bad for them. It would be embarrassing, and it would be an admission of fault to a huge extent. Like, this is like to a small extent the saying, oh, we have some small vocal minority that doesn't want the jumping. That's probably what they're going to say to Activision and to other people. But really what is going on here is the community is revolting. I mean, just look at the YouTube scene. Look at the ratings on the videos that are talking negatively about Infinite Warfare. It's very clear the community really does not like this new game and really thinks that the developers messed up. So that's the first reason why I wouldn't get too excited. My prediction, they'll bring back a couple game modes, like Domination. I think we'll definitely have a game mode like this soon. Maybe Search and Destroy, maybe Ground War, maybe like Hardpoint or one of those game modes that they really are proud of. But I don't think we'll see a real big turnaround, and I don't think they're going to go any further than just increasing the health or the headshot multiplier, which, by the way, was such a weird announcement to say that what they said was that increasing the headshot multiplier makes sense for this new game mode because, there's not jumping all over the map. I think that makes no sense. It has nothing to do with this new game mode. It has everything to do with it just being a flaw about the game, that it takes so long to kill people. Like, you can already kind of tell that this oozes, we're not wrong. We're just supporting the community and giving the small vocal, minority, a small subset of people what they want. Look, we listen to our fans. That's not what this is to me. What this is to me is Activision or Infinity Ward being scared that this game is going to do worse than any other Call of Duty game since Call of Duty 3, the last game that didn't sell like 15, 17, 18 million copies. This is not a huge step in the right direction. Most game developers out there like pride themselves on listening to their fans, and you might think that that's what's going on here, but I've been paying attention to the developers and their moves for so many years, and what they've always oozed is this feeling of we sell 15 to 25 million copies no matter what. Clearly our game is incredible. We don't need to, make these changes. And, even in like the public personas, that was like pretty clear. Like David Vonderhaar pretty much just like said, like, I make the best Call of Duty games, you're straight up tell people they're wrong, publicly. It just like was like, I mean, I get it. It's a little bit more genuine than most community managers out there, but it just kind of like oozed like this ego that I really didn't like, and that we kind of get from the idea that they don't really listen to the players almost ever. The most we ever get really is gun updates, and then obviously everyone's going to say, well, they did Call of Duty 4. Yeah, that was to make money. They know how to make money. They brought it back to sell it to us for an extra $20 for a year of work from a studio. And they did exactly that. They got an extra $20 out of, like 50%, 30% of the players of this game. So, I'm not hugely excited about this update. I mean, I am very excited. I think here's what I think is going to happen. I think the next game will definitely be boots on the ground, or we'll have a big playlist for it. I'll be really upset if it's just another, playlist and the real game has all the crazy jumping. And I think they're going to bring in new game designers. I think they're going to fire a bunch of people. Like I said in my last video, they're going to really try and find someone who knows how to make the next great game. And we pretty much have like a 50-50 shot at whether or not that person will really take a hard look at what made Call of Duty great, what made it so popular the past couple years, and try and learn from that. Versus getting someone who just like thinks they're the next Jesus and is going to come up with the next great idea, the next great innovation that's going to make Call of Duty great. So hopefully we get the former there. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this update. It's a big move in the right direction. It could be indicative of the next game being a lot of what we want. I think there's like a 20% chance we'll end up with a game that really goes back to the roots of Call of Duty and isn't super crazy. Has the right time to kill. Has boots on the ground, that sort of thing, and much better map design. But we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. So that all out of the way, really quick at the end of this video, I just wanted to address the new update to the Modern Warfare game. It's all cosmetic. Thank God. I got super scared when I got on Call of Duty after the map update. I was scared that, there's like 50 new things in the game and now you have to buy your way to get guns and reticles and maybe other things. Luckily, nothing is coming in the supply drops that isn't cosmetic, so we really don't have to worry about the game being screwed up, at least not yet. And the new maps are awesome. It's really weird. For some reason, I think the sound is a lot better on these new maps. It's like a lot more clear and crisp. I thought it was crazy at first, but I continued to notice it. But yeah, they're awesome. They brought back, just the right maps. I don't know if this is now all of the maps back or not. I haven't actually thought about that before now, but I'm super happy with it. It was so great to jump on these maps for the first time in a while. So anyway, guys, awesome gameplay here for you. I thought you'd enjoy. I think it was 66-8. I can't look at the score right now on my screen, but something around there, and pretty fast paced. So thought you guys would enjoy it. Definitely use the M16 on this map. So anyway, guys, that's it for this commentary. Hopefully the next commentary I do will be one where I'm talking about tips and tricks and advice. I have another video planned actually where I'm going to be playing Counter-Strike coming up in the next couple days, because I want to start reviewing the other big first-person shooter games now that Infinite Warfare is pretty much a disaster. But after that, I'll hopefully be jumping back into tips and tricks. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys soon. Adios. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's xJawz, and today I'm really excited to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, which is dive into another top first-person shooter game and play it for a week, really get well acquainted with it, and then delve into what I like more in this game or these games than in Call of Duty, what I like more in Call of Duty than in these games, and finally wrap it up with a synopsis of what I think Call of Duty can learn from each of these games, could and should learn, by the way, from each of these games, because right now Call of Duty is in a state where it definitely needs that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But really quick, I want to just say a huge thank you to Omen by HP, this new gaming brand that HP launched of computers, for hooking me up with an awesome computer / sponsoring this video. I did not have a good enough computer to play Counter-Strike and other PC games that I'm going to play for the series, or ones that I'm not playing for the series. Like I tried League of Legends a year ago and it was very difficult. So they hooked me up with an awesome computer that saved the day. So go check them out. Their new computers are freaking awesome. They got top of the line pretty much everything for their different price points and a bunch of different price points. The Omen X is the one that they hooked me up with, which is crazy. Just like top of the line everything, i7 quad core processor, NVIDIA GTX 1080 graphics cards. HP really came in strong into the gaming scene. Like liquid cooling, crazy awesome, cool design cases. And yeah, it's awesome. Before this, like I was saying, when I was trying to play League of Legends on my laptop, it was basically a big fail fest. I remember one of my friends was trying to teach me how to play League, and it was lagging so much, and I just wasn't able to do the different things that I feel like I damaged my relationship with him, because he kept getting upset that like I just was doing so horrible, and it seemed like I wasn't listening to him. And then don't even get me started on the rage quitting from doing so bad. But yeah, it was awful. So much better now, so thank you so much to them. Anyway, with that said, let's move on to the commentary. Let's start off with the things that I really like about Counter-Strike. So the number one thing, my absolute favorite thing about this game, and that I really wish Call of Duty would learn from, is really well-designed 3-lane maps. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the best maps, in most people's opinions who are really hardcore into Call of Duty, are maps that have 3 distinct lanes. And it's not a hard and fast rule, actually. Like on the right side of this map, there was one big lane that you saw me kind of throw a grenade down, but there was also a little building off to the right side of the map that someone could poke their head out of, which isn't considered a whole separate lane. It's still part of the same lane. But basically, there are 3 main areas that you can use to get from one side of the map to the other, from considering, what the starting spawns are. That just is so big for so many reasons, because you can change it up for games that have different amounts of players, but when you have like a 4v4 to 6v6 to 9v9 game, you want 3 lanes, because if you have more than that, then with only that amount of players, you're going to end up with 1 lane inevitably that at one point in the game, and probably more likely 2 or 3 points in the game, isn't being covered by one of your teammates, and then an enemy will run up on it, or if it's only being covered by one teammate, it's like really easy for that one person to die, and then you've got an enemy in your spawn. And that is bad, obviously. And then the other reason is if you have too little lanes, then it's just total chaos in that one lane. So I think Call of Duty needs to implement more maps like this. Like all the games in Counter-Strike, just the one thing they should probably do is make them a little bit bigger, because this is more well-suited for search and destroy and really fast-paced games. So next thing, not going to talk about this too much, but everything that people play and watch in Counter-Strike is pretty much just search and destroy, and I absolutely love that. I think search and destroy is the most competitive, most strategic game mode that you could play, and it really just shows that they really want to focus on people who want to play this game competitively, even if it's not quite at the MLG pro level, but they want people who are really serious about the game. And I just think that's like totally the opposite of Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty is constantly, or at least recently, has been adding in tons of things that are noob friendly. The specialist is really the big thing. Like the fact that you can get a kill streak without getting a kill streak is ridiculous to me. So I really like that about this game. The next thing I really like about this game is no health regen. So it's just, I think, a fair way to design the game. If you're doing like a 3v1 situation, if you're in a 3v1 situation, 3 people on your team, 1 person on the enemy team, that 1 person runs into each one of your 3 teammates at different intervals over the course of a minute, and each of your teammates, including you, puts in 1 bullet into him. In Call of Duty, his health is just going to regenerate each time. He's not going to die. In this game, he doesn't. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's one that I kind of thought about for a little while and wasn't sure I was going to say I really did like about this game, but overall I do really like it. I think it's the fair way to go. If one of your teammates manages to put 2 bullets into someone, they should be penalized for that. And then finally, the last thing I really like about this game is that you can hear people. It's at the perfect volume too. It really adds to the immersion of the game, which isn't like a hard thing that I absolutely love about it, but it is cool. But really, it's about the fact that you can use sound to your advantage, and you don't absolutely need a gaming headset, although it does definitely help. So would recommend a gaming headset if you're going to be playing Counter-Strike. But it's not nearly as necessary as it was in the Call of Duties, where you could hear people's footsteps, like Call of Duty 4 and I think Modern Warfare 2 to an extent. They kind of lost that in the later games when they started adding in all the different background sounds, and just made footsteps super quiet. So anyway, now let's move into the things that I do not like about this game. So the number one thing I don't like about this game is the way that recoil was implemented. So you can't aim down the sights, and bullets pretty much just go straight to the center of your crosshair if you're not moving. But if you are moving, or if you spray any more than like 1 bullet, if you shoot any more than 1 bullet in a row, like on an auto gun, the recoil causes your gun to basically look like it's still shooting in the exact same place, but it's actually shooting all over the place, and your bullets are going all in all sorts of directions. I just think that they should have done it the way Call of Duty does it, where you can aim down the sights and you have to control just a little bit of recoil. Now, obviously, it's a little bit harder to aim down the sights in a PC game. It's just not quite as fluid, but Call of Duty on the PC does it just fine. So I don't know why that isn't the way they decided to go with it. And really where I notice it, the reason why it's a big complaint of mine, because I think a lot of people, especially the ones of you who have been playing Counter-Strike for a while, are just going to say, well, that's just the way it is. It's not a big deal. You just have to get used to it. The reason why I really don't like it, I think it's a bad gameplay mechanic, is because when you run into like 2 people up close, let's say they're not like super up close to where all your bullets are definitely going to land near their body, if you're aiming right on them and shooting, automatically. But, they're just like 10, 15 feet away from you. Those two people can easily spray and kill you, or take their time and get just one headshot on you. But you have to worry about getting a headshot on each of those two people moving, and that's just really hard. The headshot multiplier is just so high in this game that everyone pretty much goes for headshots. So I wish they would design it more like Call of Duty, or at least just tighten up the spread when you're shooting automatically or moving. Next, not really that upset about this, but I think the game would be benefited a little bit if they added in running that was a little bit more like Call of Duty, and maybe made the maps a little bit longer. It's just a little bit weird how it kind of constantly feels like you're walking around the map, in my opinion. And like getting to the bomb sites is kind of difficult. It takes a while, and then the 10-second defuse, if you don't have a defuse kit, it just slows down the game quite a bit. And then finally, last two things here, actually. One thing, I think the AWP is just a little bit overpowered, because there's certain lanes where if you have it, you're just like kind of guaranteed to win, because you can, hide your head so well. You can easily take down two people with assault rifles, and if it's one person, just forget about it. You're like never gonna win that gunfight. So in my opinion, if I designed the game, it just shouldn't have a single shot sniper. That's it. Just no one-shot kill snipers. And then finally, the most controversial thing I'm going to say today, I don't like economy. I just don't. So if you don't know what economy is, basically, you see that little, right below my mini-map there, it says I have $9,750. You have to use that money every round that you die to buy a good gun. Or if you just want to change up your gun from the last round, you have to, buy it. And I think that just adds a really weird dynamic to the game, because if you lose the first round when you have like $1,000 and you spend it on a pistol, or you didn't spend it on a pistol, you end up in a situation where the enemy all of a sudden all have assault rifles, you have pistols, and then that continues typically 4 or 5 rounds. Like my cousin who explained this game to me, who has over 1,000 hours in CSGO, just said, oh yeah, if you lose one round, you pretty much lose 5. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, if you lose one round, like you're gonna pretty much all have pistols for like 5 rounds, and it's like losing 5 rounds. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, that's how it works. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, what? There's so much luck that gets factored into, or that should get factored in all the time. Luck causes someone to win or lose a round. So, to get penalized for that much for just getting unlucky, I just think that's a little unfair. So I think everyone should just have their choice of gun, or like a certain amount of money that they get to spend every round, like $6,000 or something like that. That's just my thoughts. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of people will disagree. This game has a ton of hardcore fans. I'm not really trying to change this game. I'm just trying to figure out what Call of Duty can learn from it. So I would say the 3 things that Call of Duty could learn is simpler maps, boots on the ground, and stop with the blue ribbon for all mentality. There shouldn't be any specialist in the game. So that's it, guys. Just want to wrap this video up again with another thank you to HP. They did not need to hook me up with the computer that they did, and they more than killed it with what they hooked me up with. So I just want to say thank you so much to them, and that you guys should definitely go check them out if you're considering any PC games like League of Legends or Counter-Strike or Battlefield that really perform so much better with a good gaming PC. So I'll leave a link in the description to the model that I got and their other computers, so you can check that out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any specific games you want me to cover, and I'll try and do those soon. And that's pretty much it. So, adios.